Guild and Media, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Networking Survival Guide, 2nd edition. Practical advice to help you gain confidence, approach people, and get the success you want. By Diane Darling. Narrated by Leslie Howard. Introduction. Congratulations, you've just made an investment in your life. While we may enjoy the fantasy that we can do everything ourselves, it's just not realistic. We need other people. But how do we build and maintain relationships? How do we decide how much time to spend networking? What mistakes should we avoid? Throughout this book are stories and examples of how people have used networking, both online and off. These will give you insights into and ideas about how to make connections. You will have an opportunity to hear these people's experiences firsthand. There are exercises that I encourage you to do. Find a partner or group and practice some of the tips that I provide. If you are an introvert, find a networking buddy to go to events with you. If you are an extrovert, try to do some active listening. You will also learn of the many ways to network that you may overlook. Here are a few examples. Writing an article, blog, or book. Speaking. Connecting people to each other. Asking a question at an event. Being on a panel. Serving on a committee. Sending a thank you note. Making a referral. Or participating online, be it social networking sites or online groups or communities. Most important, just get started. Whether you are beginning your career, looking to advance, or even finding ways to retire, other people are your best resource for getting anything accomplished in a cost-effective, time-efficient way. Even outside of work, we associate with people that we like and get to know, often through friends or friends of friends. Think about your last vacation or restaurant experience. We frequently learn about opportunities through word of mouth. As you listen to the book, I encourage you to keep a list of people who come to mind. Maybe they are former neighbors, colleagues, or classmates. You may be able to find them online. Create an email to send them. Use this book as a great way to reconnect. Here's a sample. Dear blank, I'm reading a book about networking called The Networking Survival Guide, and I realize it's been a while since we were in touch. It's so easy to get busy with life, and I wanted to hear what's new with you. I remember blank. Include a story or remembrance, at work, school, in the neighborhood. For me, life has been both good and challenging. Fill in a few stories or updates. I look forward to hearing about you. Best regards. Preferably we stay in touch and don't contact people only when we need something. Use this book as a reason to reach out and make connections. Then when you need something, you will already be on these people's radar. Without a doubt, the hardest thing I ever do is ask others for help. I feel as if I've failed, or as if I'm inadequate whenever I do. I'm almost always wrong. I'm learning, mind you, it's taken some time, that others do like and want to help. In many cases, they have skills and talents that I don't, and the problem is resolved quickly and efficiently. I've created a website, www.effectivenetworking.com/resources, with extra resources if you are interested in creating a book group to do these exercises and help one another, or just do them on your own. If you have tips or techniques you would like to share, please do so. I can't promise that I'll be able to answer each email, but please send your thoughts. Be good to yourself and invite others to be in your network. Please keep me posted. I look forward to seeing what happens next. Happy networking. Diane Darling. How to contact Diane. Email diane@effectivenetworking.com. Phone 617-247-2700. Please note, due to the volume of inquiries, I often am not able to respond to each person individually. For updates and random newsletters, please subscribe to my newsletter on www.effectivenetworking.com. 1. Overview. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. From The King and I, Rogers and Hammerstein. Paula Boggs loved cookies, so when the executive assistant to the CEO called to tell her that cookies had been delivered for her, she said she would be right over. She was very excited about her new job as the general counsel for Starbucks. She opened the card, and the gift was from Doc Spade. He was the mail guy who came around each day at the law firm of Perkins, Elmer & Ellis, where she had previously worked. Paula had always enjoyed her conversations with him. Their chats were a welcome diversion from her cases, as he was a nice guy to catch up with on what was happening in his life and at the firm. She thought it curious that Doc would send her a congratulatory gift on her new position, and even more that it should come via the CEO's office. The executive assistant explained. Jim Donald, the president and CEO of Starbucks, was from the same small town south of Seattle as Doc. When he saw that someone from Perkins was a candidate for the general counsel's job, Jim called to get a reference from his friend of 40 years, Doc Spade. It is indeed crucial to keep your network up to date and refreshed. Having said that, there are many people that we overlook because we assume that they do not have anything to offer. Fortunately for Paula, she realized that anyone and everyone was worthy of her time and appreciation. Maybe I'm just lazy, but one of the reasons that I like networking is that others help me. There's just no way I can get everything done by myself. If I ask people to make an introduction or give me an idea, it means that more minds are better than one. From your first conversation in the morning until your last conversation at night, you are networking. Many people don't realize that they are networking when that is exactly what they are doing. If you have lunch with someone a few times a year to stay in touch, that's networking. If you participate on a board or community group, you are networking. If you recommend an attorney to your neighbor, you are networking. Have you ever recommended someone for a job? How did you get your biggest client? Is there someone you meet every so often for a cup of coffee? How did you find out about your favorite restaurant? How did you find that great vacation spot? Where did you find out about your apartment or house? Whom do you call to raise money for your favorite charity? Networking is the art of building and sustaining mutually beneficial relationships. There is a worthwhile reason for all parties to participate. It happens at home, at work, in our community, with everyone. There are 3 types of people. Which one are you? It is said that there are 3 types of people in the world. 1, those who make it happen. 2, those who watch it happen. 3, those who wonder what happened. Think of an inverted stoplight. Do you make things go? Do you proceed with caution? Or do you find yourself stopped dead in your tracks? Networked people make things happen, and they know others who do so as well. They are sought after as problem solvers and solution providers. Which light are you? In this book, we'll discuss how you can make things happen and teach yourself the networking tools and techniques that will make you successful. Why listen to this book? I taught my first networking workshop to a nonprofit association that wanted to offer its members some tools and techniques to maximize their networking opportunities. While networking opportunities abound, the process isn't clear and is open to interpretation. That can cause some confusion and frustration. The Networking Survival Guide is designed to help make order out of chaos. It focuses on 2 facets of networking. 1, the outside, the practical, the skills or the how-to. These are aspects that can easily be learned with some training and practice. 2, the inside, spiritual education. This is the connection to others that we feel when we network, and the possible reasons we may be hesitant to do so. Here are some comments and questions that I keep hearing. See if they resonate with you. When I meet someone, I don't know what to say. I feel as if I'm bothering people. If someone doesn't return my call in a week, do I call again? When I'm given someone's name, is it okay to use it? How often should I follow up? What method is best? How many times should I follow up? What organizations should I be a part of? And networking takes too much time. Be easy on yourself. So far, it's been the luck of your family, your education, your genes, and your environment that has determined your networking aptitude. Somehow, you were expected to learn this essential lifelong skill from a variety of people and places without a curriculum or any structure. Imagine about 5 or 6 people who all wear the same size shoe. They take off the right shoe, move one place to the right, and put on the right shoe of the person standing next to them. I bet the shoe feels a bit weird. That is what this book will do for you in networking. You are going to learn and/or refine best practices and adapt them to your needs. Best practices are like new shoes. The more you wear them, the more they become made just for you. They protect what literally holds you up. They express your individuality, and they anchor you. Summary. Getting to know people and letting others get to know you begins the cycle that empowers the networking process. Best practices make you feel confident, like your favorite shoes. Reasons we network. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. John Donne, 1572 to 1631. You need other people in your life, and they need you. It is unrealistic and impractical to do everything by yourself. You need others to help you get things done, both in business and personally. Why should someone help? Why are you asking? When you know the right person to get a task accomplished, and that person returns your phone call, you save time, money, and energy. Some of the common reasons that people network are business development or sales, raising business capital, professional or career development, getting a job, assistance with career management, or a job transition, recruiting board members, management, or employees, fundraising for a nonprofit, such as a charity or an educational institution, and social or personal reasons. When I first wrote the Networking Survival Guide in 2003, friend was a noun, not a verb. A lot has changed in these past few years. Social networking sites have given the average person access to many people who would otherwise be out of reach. That's both good and bad. In this revised edition, I'll share with you the best ways to intertwine offline and online networking. I'll introduce you to a concept that I call hybrid networking, which is a blend of the two. In the past, our business and personal networks were separated. The term social networking just meant going to a barbecue or some other place where you were unlikely to see people you knew from work. This book is written from a business perspective, but the principles are also applicable to social or personal networking. Most of the examples will involve professionals who are seeking to expand their network. For example, suppose you want to start a business and you need working capital. You want to meet people who can help you. If you are job hunting, you want to expand your network to learn about companies and where you can make a contribution. If you are raising funds for a music camp, you want to find alumni and/or music lovers who will be more likely to make a donation. Whatever your reasons for networking, the Networking Survival Guide will help you determine the most effective techniques for your situation. Who is the best person to approach? What do you need to know? What is the best method? What are some strategies that will help you succeed? When you get directions to someone's house, there are typically several ways to get to the destination. If there is construction, the path may change. Similarly, in networking, there are many ways for you to arrive at your destination. The goal is to find a path that works for you. On occasion, try a new route. Summary. Whatever your reason for networking, it is a valuable lifelong skill. Get started, learn, and have fun. Networking can be learned. Often I hear people say that they can't network. They just are not wired that way. My goal is to show you that even the most introverted person can indeed network. I won't try to make you be someone you are not. And you absolutely don't have to love walking into a cocktail party. I do want to share with you ways in which you can make connections, both online and off, that are rewarding and comfortable. Every successful professional realizes at some point that he needs business training in order to reach the next level of his career. It is at this point that we begin to understand that we cannot do everything ourselves, and that indeed there may be some skills that we need to develop. When our company, Effective Networking Incorporated, leads a workshop, typically people are a bit nervous at the beginning. They know that they are going to be doing things that are outside of their present comfort zone, such as introducing themselves to the group, doing some role-playing, and learning new skills. During a workshop, my first question often is, who loves to floss? The facial expressions say it all. They glance at the door and wonder how they can slip out. Often there are one or two oral hygiene fanatics who raise their hand and say that they love to floss. Next, I ask, who is competent at flossing? The shoulders go down and the smiles appear. Your dentist doesn't really care if you floss. They're your teeth, not your dentist's. But if you want to keep them, it's best to take care of them, even if flossing is a chore you really don't like. It's okay not to like it. You just have to be competent at it. Lastly, I ask, who outsources flossing? Usually that gets a laugh. Then I point out that you can't outsource networking either, so you might as well learn to do it well. Give yourself permission to learn networking and do it well, even if you don't love it. It's one of those skills, like typing, that you'll be really glad you took the time to get right. Networking is like the express HOV lane on the highway. It works in a crowd, it requires more than one person, and it gets you where you want to get a lot faster. Those who are intellectually gifted value people skills, and know that these skills will help them get things done in life and accomplish the task more easily, more quickly, and with less hassle to all around them. Summary: be a lifelong learner and add networking to your portfolio of talents. Benjamin Franklin and the Internet. Each generation must transform the knowledge of the past into the promise of the future. Unknown. In 1727, Benjamin Franklin and other patriots formed a club for the purpose of mutual improvement. The group valued education so highly that the club members were instrumental in starting the University of Pennsylvania. In his autobiography, Franklin writes, "I had formed most of my genius acquaintance into a club for mutual improvement. We met on Friday evenings." Some of the questions required for membership were, do you sincerely declare that you love mankind in general, of whatever profession or religion? Do you love truth for truth's sake, and will you endeavor impartially to find and receive it yourself and communicate it to others? Imagine what it would be like to meet each week with people of the caliber of Benjamin Franklin. The value of their intellects and viewpoints was so high that they wanted to learn from one another and share their knowledge. In the 1700s, this group was obviously limited to those in the geographic area. We are now blessed with access to the entire world via the Internet. You can learn from others who are many miles away, and vice versa. The talent pool available to you has grown from your local neighborhood to a global one. At first, many of those who embraced the Internet assumed that it would replace face-to-face interaction. While the Internet has facilitated communication in many regards, in-person time is still highly valued. When the economy shifted, the people who were able to survive and even thrive were the people who had a network in place and knew how to call upon it. We are indeed blessed at this time to have both technology and face-to-face interaction as part of our networking repertoire. In this book, you'll learn how to create your own club of mutual improvement and find ways to maximize your use of technology to enhance and manage your network for life. Summary: we all want to belong, Find a group of people that share your interests and where you can be successful. The present. Yesterday's the past, and tomorrow's the future. Today is a gift, which is why they call it the present. Bill Keane. The word present is extremely important in networking. It has multiple meanings, and all of them are relevant to networking. To be successful in networking, you need to be present. You need to be in attendance. Some people say that they can multitask, but when they are challenged, many of these people retreat and admit that none of the projects or people that they are dealing with are getting the attention they deserve. If you are speaking with someone in person, she is your priority. If this isn't the case, then cancel the meeting, because you really aren't present. You are preoccupied. My present information tells me that the outlook for next year is very strong. Your information is current. It is relative. It should be listened to by others. Be a news junkie. I'd like to present the ambassador of Spain. Present can also mean an introduction. You are facilitating a meeting between two people. Present. Before you can be present, you need to do your preparation work. Then you can genuinely be present because you are familiar with the audience, organization, and so on. Pre means before. Before you send yourself, know where you are going. Last but certainly not least, remember that the word present also means gift. When you are networking, you are a gift to that person, and he is a gift to you. By solving the person's problem, you take away his frustration and give him peace. You are a solution to the person's problem, and perhaps vice versa. Summary. In order for networking to be worthwhile, you need to give as much as you take. Why the other person should care. No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he gave. Calvin Coolidge. Everyone in the entire world listens to the same radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? You make time for others, and they make time for you when there is some benefit for both parties. The payback doesn't have to be tangible. In fact, in many cases, it is not. When you take the time to learn about someone else's livelihood and interests, you are more likely to get that person's time and attention. If it's not clear what's in it for the other person, then acknowledge that. Say, I'm not sure what I can do for you. However, I want you to know that I appreciate your efforts and hope you will let me know how I can help you. People do not always expect cash compensation or immediate remuneration. In some cases, it's getting to know you and having someone appreciate your skills that merit a person's effort. Listen to the challenges that the other person is facing. When I was seeking funding to grow my business, I spoke with someone who could help. In the course of the conversation, she mentioned that she was looking for a contact at a specific organization in Dallas. I introduced her to someone who had connections there, and she was thrilled. I had called to get help from her and ended up giving help instead. Summary. You have something to give everyone. It just takes a few questions to figure it out. If it's not immediately apparent, then stay connected to people of the quality that you want in your life. Something good will come of it. Personal brand. Wherever you go, you represent more than just yourself. Years ago, when I was working in Europe, I had a colleague in the travel industry who commented on how difficult it must be for me to be an American. She explained that from her perspective, the world looks to the United States to fix global problems and blames the United States when things go wrong. She was delighted to be from a smaller country, so that when people met her, they didn't expect so much from her country, and, indirectly, from her. Companies create brands for each of their products. The messages associated with these brands conveys to us reliability, value, and trust. We feel safe with brands we have known for years. For example, Ivory Soap's claim of being 99.44% pure. When you see someone walking down the street with a Starbucks cup, you automatically make assumptions about that person. It's the same with someone wearing Nike shoes or driving a VW Bug. Brand is a combination of function and emotion. The product or service has to meet our needs, but we also have to like it. What builds or destroys a brand is its consistency. It's frustrating if the product or service sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Imagine what it would be like if your smartphone or PDA decided to synchronize some of the data, but not quite all. After a while, you wouldn't trust the product. The same is true with people. Inconsistent or unpredictable behavior is a quick killer of anyone's professional or personal success. People have a brand too. It's called their reputation. Are you known as someone who gets things done? What do people say about how you work with others? Do you have a strong and accessible network? How do others perceive your temperament? These are things that people decide after they have met you and worked with you. Your message to others starts much earlier. The way you dress, walk, wear your hair, and speak. Whom you hang out with. All this affects your personal brand. If you are sincere, on time, and funny, then others get a positive feeling about you. It enhances your brand. If you are late, are sarcastic, or interrupt, those you are dealing with will feel disrespected. When you are on the phone, you are creating an image for the other person. Can she hear you typing? Are you distracted during the call? Do you speak clearly? Does your voice go up, making you sound like a teenager, or as if you don't know what you are talking about? Or as if maybe you're a Canadian, eh? When you are online, the same is true. Someone takes a look at your LinkedIn profile or Facebook page and makes a decision about whether or not to move forward with the communication. Don't sabotage yourself and overshare online. On the other hand, don't be afraid to reflect some personality. Our trust in others increases as we feel we know them better. Social networking sites allow that to happen more quickly than in the past. Sometimes people complain about the amount of information that is available online, and that it can create an inaccurate image of them. Here are my two responses. First, before there was Google, there was gossip. People have been talking about you behind your back for centuries. You just didn't know it. Second, you have far more control over what information is shared about you online than was ever possible when the town busybodies set to work. How much time do you have to make a first impression? It might be as little as 3 seconds or as much as 20. What can you do in that time to create a positive personal brand? Brenda Smith is a managing partner of Profit, a firm that helps clients manage their brands as a strategic asset. Her suggestions include the following. Recognize your personal strengths and gifts. Think about how you connect best with people. Consider what your target audience needs and wants. Identify the value you deliver to meet those needs and wants. Communicate in a way that reaches your constituents in their hearts and minds via the channels that work best for you and for them. Recognize the gaps in your personal brand. And invest time and energy to overcome those gaps. Whew, that's a lot to cover in way under a minute. The first 2 points address how you will make the impression. Especially in a business context, the way people perceive you when you meet affects their perception long after the first meeting. Being something other than who you are will make you seem artificial and set an awkward tone for future interaction. You have something unique to share, yourself. Relax and go with it. The next two relate to what you want to communicate. Introducing yourself should be about more than your name. It is your best opportunity to present yourself as a solution. The remaining points are longer term, strategic methods to develop better relationships. After you have created that first impression, what are you doing with it? Do you build on it or let it fade away? A good first impression is an invitation to advance the relationship. Later in the book, I will talk more about best practices for strengthening the relationships you are learning to create. As noted earlier, the first impression is the introduction of your personal brand to that individual or group. However, it's always helpful for a new brand to receive some advanced promotion. In networking, this can come in the form of a referral or simply one's reputation. When we purchase a product or
Sample complete. Ready to continue?